So here we are again leading the charge. After the failure last time, my friend and his family were online. So I unfortunately had to ditch Tiberius. Sorry if you happen to be one of the 6 people watching. Sorry about that, dude. I mentioned something in chat. I said, sorry, have to go. So here I am, teaming up with my friend and mentor Mark, his brother, who is Jirok there, and their sister, Aroa. Grabbing some of the pre-match stuff, grabbing some of the leftovers. A greedy little guy. I, of course, have my hammer. Jirok, although an expert lance, well, primarily gun lancer, the gun lance is not in this game. So he, I guess, took a cue from his brother and went greatsword. Oh, Jirok has found the monster. And Mark has too. They wisely ate before this, as they have the little power-up icon next to there. Well, Mark does at least. Aroa has the defense-up icon. I probably didn't eat because I usually forget. Someone has mud on them. Yeah, did it. Looks like I have extra health. Barroth charges. Tries to uppercut Aroa. I believe it misses. Slams its head, not particularly aiming at anybody. Let's get in there. Swing and miss wildly. Great. I don't like you either, Barroth. Aroa has switch axe, which was a new one to this game. I don't know how they avoided that. They must have been blocked. Mark was right in the middle of that charge. We have 4 players. This should go a lot better than last time. Hope he's shaking off. Get out of there. Oh, and I get hit. Which does a good chunk of damage and leaves you encased in mud. And sadly enough times when you break out of the mud, you do the little flex. I've actually been hit doing that, which sucks because you can't. It breaks off after a certain amount of time. There's only so much you can do. You can't really run or roll. You can't choose when to break out. Unless you have a cleanser, I believe it's called. Jirok and Mark both eat it pretty hard from the train of terror Barroth. Superman, just to be cautious. After the last debacle, I didn't really want to take any unnecessary chances. Road takes a good hit. Roll around in the mud. Like a little pig or something. Barroth actually has a few decent attacks, just most of them involve him running at something. Not a particularly bright creature, just very angry, very strong. And somehow smart enough to attack and move out of the way. Group of 2, will they do 4? Nope, just 2. When they do the tail swing, almost always groups of 2. Do 2 or 4, sometimes 6. Shaking the mud off. Oh, and if he's missing mud, he usually shakes off less things. Like if you break it off of his tail and legs, he tends not to shoot many pieces of mud in the back, like behind him. So you can sometimes get away with hitting him. It's usually safer to wait till he does it and then go hit him, and someone knocks him over. Time to take advantage. Get to work on the head. Ooh. Good old knockout blow to him. Charges at Aroa. Misses. I believe he's just normal. I think she's trying to hit the tail. I'm not quite sure. It's a kind of safe place to be. Her brothers are much more attuned to cutting off that tail. I don't know how much she's been practicing. Ooh. Lucky break on the mud there. Stunned him. Swings the tail. You gotta be careful of that. I really hate that. Oh, he's gonna roar. Pretty much all the monster attacks have tells, so when you see him shuffle his feet like that, you know he's gonna roar. A lot of times the monsters have a mannerism similar to that before they roar. Oh, he runs. Wow. Superman out of desperation. Looks like the mud is broken off of his tail and his legs and arms. Probably not his head. No, I see it on his head there. Oh, no, it's only on one leg. Excuse me. Oh. This guy's like part Tyrannosaurus and part whatever one of the ones with the hard heads. And Mark just exited the game, meaning his internet probably crapped out for just long enough to boot him. And the infinite wisdom of Monster Hunter, he's out. He can't come back in despite the fact that he was there. Can't join one in progress. I can understand why it keeps the riffraff out. You're not going to beat up a monster then have some weak person come in. But it kind of sucks that someone that was there cannot come back into the game. Looking at my items for some reason. Oh, I was trying to figure out what button was kick so I could kick for some reason. Oh, weapon powers now. Staggering him back, gonna take the. Oh, I'm stuck on the wall. That's rough. And I think I'm dead. Oh, oh man, that was a lucky break on my part. I'd like to recover some of that red health, even though I have 6 ones. Yeah, Aroa wisely ducks out of the room. And I feel a little bad, so I chug a medicine to show that I'm not just standing around leeching off of people. I'm just cheap. Even though they're free meds, I'd like to make them last, because you never know when you're going to need them. Don't do it at the expense. Oh, he was eating some ants there. He must have been tired. Take a swing at him. Oh yeah, sharpen your weapon. That's staggering. I'll probably be mad about that. Oh yeah. Just blew Jarok around there. Might have saved him from getting hit there, though. Strangely enough. See, less came from behind him because he didn't have as much mud back there. Roll out of the way. Oh, we're down a player, but Mark definitely did damage before he left, so hopefully we can pull this out. Jarok is probably concentrating on the tail. He's really good at that. I'm hoping this is going to save me for just long enough to sharpen my weapon. Jarok is using his original character, so it's Hunter rank 30 whatever. So he has some good equipment. He's going to be vastly more effective than Aroa and I. We're both using pretty crappy armor, all things considered. I believe I'm in the iron armor that you can buy, and Aroa is in the Jaggy equipment, I believe. She had that for a long time. Oh, and he's leaving. Take a pot shot at him. Runs of course to 3. He's probably going to replenish the mud. The monsters do that a lot. They have habits that they stick to. There he is, looking angrier. Steam shooting out of his head. Attempts to charge. Oh, I don't think I needed the Superman, but when that thing's charging at you, you're not really figuring out all the mathematics involved with how far he's going to charge. That looked like it would dead on hit me if I didn't Superman, or if he didn't stop. Shakes off the mud. Running around trying to pick my shots. Punching him in the crotch a couple times with my giant fire hammer. As mentioned in the last video, I believe he is weak to fire, which is kind of odd. He looks like he's made out of rock. You think, and he's got the hardened mud. You'd think he'd be weak to water. He might be a little bit. Some monsters aren't so obvious. Like the Kuropeko and Rathalos and Rathian are not weak to fire because they spit fire. But not every monster is so obvious. And how did Aroa die? Looked like she took a lot of damage for no reason. Well, that's one death for us. At least it wasn't me. Yet. The night's young. I gotta kick Jirok to get that mud crap off of him. Take a swing at him. Jirok accidentally hit me, but that's okay. I didn't take any damage from it. Ooh. Take a hard tail to the face as he spins around. Thankfully he's focused on Jirok so I can get some decent shots at him. Mostly to his legs and crotch, which doesn't really do extra damage. And he's replenishing the mud, but that's a good time to take a first aid med, get some more health. Run back into the fray. Now he's gonna roar. He did little shuffling feet. Every day he's shuffling. Oh, good hit. Cuts off that tail. I'm gonna go take a pot shot at his face, and he's gonna run. Wow, he was having none of that. Ran me down. Oh, there, the middle death. Next death will do it. End this trip real quick. Alright, we got this though. We got this. Still plenty of time to pull this out. He's down a tail. And he's unpainted, so hopefully someone paints him. Although as Mark likes to joke that Jirok is probably cheaper than me. And I don't believe I took my paintballs out of the chest after the Tiberius and I died. Well, I died and Tiberius and I failed. And this is of course my quest, because I need to advance rank. And Aroa I don't even know how she died, as I wasn't in the room. And the Barroth wins again. I'll get you one day. One day soon, Barroth. Well, that'll about wrap it up. Another failure. Stings hard.